call this chamber to order. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the East Brunswick Township Council meeting for November 14th, 2024. Will everyone please rise, if you can, as we pledge allegiance to our flag and remain standing for a moment of personal reflection. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, could you please call roll and read our statement of notice?
Councilmember Hall.
Here.
Councilman Wendell.
Here.
Councilwoman Winston.
Here.
Councilwoman Zimbicki.
Here.
And Council President McAvoy.
Here.
Also present, Mayor Brad Cohen.
Here.
Administrator Joseph Criscullo.
Here.
And Township Attorney Anthony Iacoca.
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law, 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and the Asbury Park Press newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Council, you have before you Resolution 24-318, adopting the meeting minutes from our October 28th meeting. May I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
And a second?
Second.
Are there any corrections or clarifications for these minutes?
No.
Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes, Council, we have two ordinances for a second reading tonight, along with a public hearing. Township Clerk, please read Ordinance 24-30.
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code by repealing and replacing Chapter 192, Design Guidelines and Standards, Section 53, Stormwater Control of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of East Brunswick.
And may I have a motion for this?
Motion to adopt.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. I will now open this matter to the public. Seeing no one here for this particular matter, I'll close the public portion. Any final council comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
And Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes. Township Clerk, will you please read Ordinance 24-31?
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 209, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 40, Schedule 1, No Parking of the Township Code to prohibit street parking on West Ferris Street and 6th Street.
May I have a motion for this?
Move to adopt.
And a second?
Second.
I'll now open this matter to the public. Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Any final comments, Council? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes. Now move on to our reports section of the meeting. Mayor Cohen?
Thank you, Council President. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the residents of East Brunswick for the results of the election, which was very, very fortunate that we were a team that were able to succeed again in winning, but we don't take the public's trust granted, and we go out every day, and our goal is to continuously earn that trust. So having it validated through an election is certainly nice, and it's appreciated, and we intend to continue to do the work. I don't want to speak for Councilwoman Zimbicki or Councilman Bahal, but it was a lot of work that we put into making sure we get out to speak directly to as many people as possible, and it was really important that we do that, and it makes a big difference in how we work from this end, because at the end of the day, if you're not really connecting with the people that you're representing, then you're not really doing the job. And so it was really a eye-opening and wonderfully a welcomed experience, and I thank everybody for the trust they've placed in me and my team. Also wanted to add that a big thank you to everybody that was involved in our Veterans Day celebration that we had here at the Township, including the Cub Scouts and the veterans themselves and all of our first responders who every time we do these programs come out and are represented. And those are the public that came out to see the program that we put together. Anybody who was not able to make it and would like to, it was recorded on EBTV, so you can go on to the Township website under EBTV and be able to play that. And then finally, I just wanted to report that as we were mentioning during the election, one of the things we're very proud of is the incredible amount of work we do at trying to get grant money to cover expenses that would ordinarily be paid for by residents through property taxes. And again, this year, we were awarded money from the Transportation Trust Fund in the amount of just under $380,000 for the repair of Village Drive, which many of you know goes through, it's a very long road going through a very large townhouse and condo area in the township that really hasn't been done in decades. That work will most likely cost more than the money that was given to us because it involves more than just the paving work. There's probably going to be sidewalk work and work that's done on all of the connector roads. And so anytime we get a grant from the state, it requires all of that work, plus all the handicap accessible type of work that needs to be done. All of that will be included, and most likely will be more than that grant. However, it certainly would have otherwise been paid 100% by residents. That project will likely start in the spring, and because it's such a long road, may actually take 2 seasons to be able to complete that. But I'm happy to report that, again, we were able to secure that type of grant funding for the township. Thank you, Council President.
Mr. Cosculo, our business administrator.
Yeah, just a few items. Just want to congratulate the mayor and Councilwoman Zembecki and Councilman Hall on their re-election, and I'd also like to thank our clerk Tamar for running a nice election. Well done.
Our attorney, Mr. Iacocca.
There's nothing to report at this time, Council President.
Our township clerk, Ms. Lawful.
Just quickly, so we did have a very successful 2024 general election, and our election process is a collaborative effort. So I would like to acknowledge the Middlesex County Clerk's Office, the Middlesex County Board of Elections, the staff of the Clerk's Office here in East Brunswick, all of our polling locations. I would like to congratulate all of our candidates that were elected. I am extremely proud of how well our election went this year. So thank you very much.
Council, any board or commission reports? Okay, I'll just make one combination public statement, township announcement. Our leaf bags are in, I do believe, and they can be picked up at the recycling center. Is there anything more I should add, Mr.
Proper ID that you're an East Brunswick resident, that's all.
And can they pick up 3 bags, 4 bags, 5 bags?
They come in packages, so they can, we got the majority of the shipment, so yeah, they could get multiple packs.
Thank you. I'll now open the meeting to the public. Township Clerk, can you please read our public comment statement?
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his discretion, may choose to respond or not respond.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address the council president? Gentleman in the back, please.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. President, Council, congratulations on the incumbent win, and it was very good. I seem to be everybody I voted for won. Okay, the question is, they're supposed to open the fire hydrants to let the water out. Now with the water shortage, they still gonna do that?
We completed our hydrant flushing in the one section. There's the other section that we haven't, done it because of the water shortage.
Right.
So right now, they're concentrated on getting the leaves up and everything else. So when the water shortage is over, it's in a serious warning down in South Jersey, and there's a mega fire up in North Jersey.
Right.
So yeah, towns have been pretty much told to ration. You can only shower every other day, Tom. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then
Once a month is good.
once a month works. It works as well.
But the other question too, I try to tell many of my neighbors in the area that they have to leave the leaves off the street. They didn't know that, and a lot of them went and did what I said, and mine was picked up 2 days ago, I believe. Will there be another pickup?
Yeah, there'll be two more rounds or several more rounds of pickup. They've gone through 4 areas of the map. Generally, right now, it's taking 2 to 2.5 days per section. Remember, it was only the 4th, and then the 5th was Election Day, and then it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 4 days, and we only did 4 days this week, so that's only 8 days. So we've basically completed 4 sections, so it's taken us about 2 days per section, and once we get through the entire town, and then we'll come back and reset in Area 7, which is on the other side of Route 18, and then move over President Section, Summerhill Road. So there's systematically going around. It is a lot of work, and I really appreciate the team. These guys come in, they're covered with leaves at the end of the day with the blower and everything. They're doing a stellar job. So yes, there'll be multiple rounds.
Because I get these Brunswick Patch, that's how I find my information out also. But now my neighbor across the street from me, their one guy came over and put everything in the street again. So I don't know how long it'll be before they pick up on my block again, because I still got a lot more leaves in my backyard.
Everyone does, Mr.
I know.
Everyone.
I think I won the award on my block, I'm not sure.
The general trend is that the first round takes the longest because there's the most amount of leaves. So when they come back the second and third time, it tends to be a little bit faster. We did put the rules in place because the State Department of Environmental Protection is really strongly encouraging towns to do something about the stormwater drainage problem. So that's why they want it off the street, because they block storm drains, plus that's a safety issue.
Right.
So that's why we're putting that out there for people to do it. We have not given anybody any summons at this point. We're not looking to be punitive. This is not designed to try to make money off of people that are not following the rules. And every part of town is different. Some people following the rules are going to be really easy to do. There's other parts of town where following the rules are going to be far more difficult because of the topography of where they live. The streets may be narrower. We're going to be a little bit more forceful in enforcing the roads be cleared versus a person that has a street that's extremely wide, where if it's in the street doesn't really impart a big safety risk. So the town's being judicious in how it's handling this. We're not trying to be onerous, but it's designed for safety and because of the storm drain issue. People sue the town when there becomes flooding that affects their homes, and even though we win virtually all those cases, it still costs us money. And that's your tax dollars going for things that we could avoid. There's somebody a year and a half ago, 2 years, I think now, that lost the foundation of their house because of the amount of flooding. We don't want any of that happening. So there's a reason that we've put these rules in place, which have always been on the books. We just haven't always been enforcing them. So between the damage that we're seeing and the state making such a big push to clear out and make sure that we avoid the flooding, that's the reason that we're doing it. But I think that we all have to realize that we need to be reasonable in this, and there's some areas where applying the rules are going to be a lot easier than others.
Okay. Because one of my neighbors, he does landscaping work, and he didn't know about the rule. Once I told him that he put everything on the street, all his neighbors around that he did, it was good. So I did the best I could, so.
Thank you.
Just that, just wanted to know if it can be picked up again, then you answer my question. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public wishing to address the council president? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Move on to our consent agenda. Township clerk, will you please?
We've got a resolution before
Oh,
that.
I missed that one. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Resolution 24-319. Township clerk, could you read that?
Resolution authorizing budget transfers in accordance with NJSA 40A:4-58.
May I have a motion?
Motion
And a
approved.
second?
Second.
Something we see quite often. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambiki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. Now moving on to our consent agenda. Township clerk, could you please read our consent agenda statement?
Resolution 24-320 through Resolution 24-340. The following items are considered routine and non-controversial items by the Township Council and will be enacted upon by one motion. There will be no separate discussions of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda to be discussed and voted on following the approval of the remaining items listed on the consent agenda.
Does anyone need anything separated? No. Not this evening. Can I get a motion for resolutions 24-320 through 24-340?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambiki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes, we have 3 ordinances for introduction this evening. Township clerk, can you please read ordinance 24-32?
A bond ordinance providing a supplemental appropriation of $800,000 for various water utility improvements in and by the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $800,000 in bonds or notes of the Township to finance the cost thereof.
May I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
And a second?
Second.
Mr. Crisculo, will you comment on this, please?
Yes, this is for the water utility. As you know, we've been replacing water meters with the new electronic water meters. Part of this will go towards that. We hope to finish that project up within the next year to 18 months. Anybody that hasn't gotten their water meter replaced already with the electronic reader, please call the water department and get that scheduled. We are actually going to be going out to bid for the company to bring them in heavy and strong to finish up the project. It's just been going on way too long. So once this passes the estoppel date, we'll put those out to bid, and then we'll begin that process where we're going to start sending the mailers out to residents again to get their meters replaced.
Thank you. Any council discussion or
Yes.
clarification, Mr.?
Question, Mr.
Councilman
Crisculo. Just for clarification, this $800,000 of bonding will be paid for by the utility, not by the
Yes,
taxpayers?
it's pure, it's the water utility, the ratepayers.
Just wanted to
Absolutely.
clarify. Yeah.
Yeah, including the towns that we sell water to, Spotswood, South River, sometimes New Brunswick. That's why we're doing that interconnect and so on. So, it's included in that. There'll be a VIG on that to upkeep the capital. So
Great.
replacing piping and everything else.
Just for confirmation for the public as well.
Yes, most certainly.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambiki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes, may I have Township clerk, can you please read ordinance 24-33?
An ordinance approving the traffic signal improvements for Hardenberg Lane and Riva Avenue in the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey.
Motion adopted.
And a motion, a second?
Second.
Mr. Crisculo, clarification.
Yes, this ordinance and the following ordinance, 24-34, are for the 2 traffic signals that we've worked on this year. So by law, we have to codify them in our code. And the introduction will be tonight, second reading will be on the 25th, and then 20-day estoppel period, we're good to go. But those are the traffic signals that you asked for in previous budget years.
Any council discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes, Township Clerk, will you please read Resolution 24-34?
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 209, Vehicles and Traffic of the Township Code to establish a traffic control signal at the intersection of Hardenburg Lane and Fresh Pond Road.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Council discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes. For the good of the cause. Mayor Cohen.
I'd like to thank the council for approving Resolution 334 this evening. As many of you know, that's regarding the resurfacing of the remaining portion of Tice's Lane. If you recall, a couple years ago, one of the conditions of approval for the project that was being done on the corner of Tice's and Harts Lane was a project that's part of our affordable housing settlement. And the courts forced us to enter into an agreement, even though we were not 100% satisfied with the road work improvements that was part of that project. End of the day, the court insisted that we go ahead with that project and approve it, which we did, but it included about $2 million in road work repairs at the corner of Tice's and Harts and at the corner of University and Harts, along with widening of the road, handicapped accessible, repair all the sidewalks, and repaving in its entirety the segment that goes from basically the Y all the way up to a little bit past Harts Lane. That was their obligation. As we all know, the legacy portion was completed with their project, and the TTF money that we got from a previous year paid for portion of Tice's, which left that middle section unpaved. And a lot of people have complained about that. Fortunately, this year, we were able to save money on the amount that we set aside for the normal road repairs that we do with our paving projects every year. And that savings is now being used by your resolution to pay for just a surfacing of Tice's Lane so that the whole road could be nice and smooth. It's not the full repair that the developer is obligated to actually perform when and if he or she develops the project or sells it to someone else. Whatever happens, it is the obligation of that developer to still do all that work. But in the meantime, the money that we've been able to allocate, which we had already gotten approved but didn't need to use all of, is being used to cover that cost so that at least for now, residents can drive over the full extent of Tice's Lane and it'll be nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's going to be an overnight project.
Yeah, but it's going to be milled.
Mill
pave.
and pave.
Yes.
It's not just an overnight.
No. It's a mill and pave, and we're going to do it overnight, hoping mill one night, pave the next day. Yep. Thanks.
Anything else for the good of the cause? Please.
Thanks. I just want to echo Mayor Cohen's words about the election. We're very grateful to be able to serve the community once again. And also thank you to our clerk for the very hard work that you put in. And we would be amiss if we didn't also thank the 160 poll workers that serve the 40 districts of East Brunswick. It was a very laborious day. They start their day at 5:15 in the morning, and they don't end until really after 8 o'clock. So we want to thank them as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I too would like to thank all the residents for their trust and support to our team and helping us get re-elected. We have a great team, and together we will continue to move East Brunswick forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Signify with an aye vote.
Hi.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.